Hey guys, this is gonna be another commentary video for the new set of set 2. Here we have a matchup between Nami versus Smoker. So for anybody who wants to be interested in the new set, you want to know what the new sets do. It's always good to know what the cards do prior to what's going on. So I'll try to be as informative as possible. So I'm gonna set the video. So Nami reads, as an additional rule, your deck reaches 0 cards. When your deck reaches 0 cards, you'll win the match instead of losing it. And then in one dawn, when your opponent takes damage to your life points through the attack of this leader, you may trash the top card of your deck. So that's what she does. As activate main, when you attach one dawn, once per turn, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 to their cost. Then, if there is a character with a cost of 0, this leader gains 1k power for the turn. So that's what it does. Smoker goes first, and he passes doing that. Turn 2, Nami plays the blocker. It's a 2k blocker, it's the dog. So Boodle's effect is whenever it is played or KO'd, you may trash the top card of your deck, and is also a blocker. It has 0 stats, so the main purpose of this is to block with it, or even if it gets KO'd by an opponent's skill, you'll be able to trash the top card of your deck. So that's a cool thing about it. So he attaches a Dawn underneath Smoker, hopefully to get the ability off of being able to -1 cost to this. And then Nami counters out with a Dracula Mihawk. He then pays 2 energy to play the Tashigi. Tashigi's ability is this: activate main. You may rest his character for this turn, -2 cost to up to one of your opponent's character. That's what Tashigi does. Now Nami's gonna go to 4 energy after he taps out for Tashigi. Wait, how does he be able to play Tashigi with? Isn't she a 3 cost? Yeah, she's a 3 cost, and he attached a Dawn underneath him. That's kind of weird. That might have been a misplay. So let's see here. Tashigi is definitely a 3 cost, and there's no way to cheat her out. So that was definitely a misplay there. Nami takes her turn really quickly. She goes to 4 Dawns, plays the Bellamy. Bellamy's ability is attach 1 Dawn. When your opponent takes damage to the life through the attack of this character, you may trash 7 cards from the top of their deck. So by doing so, you incentivize them to block this attack so that they don't die from milling yourself out with Nami's ability. She also has the KO ability where you can trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. So she really is a really staple for the Nami deck. Right, so he taps off for Bellamy. Now Smoker takes his turn. They're at 5. He attaches a Dawn to Smoker. Tries to swing into Nami with 5 life. Smoker is at 4. Blocks the attack with the Poodle, and then he trashes the top card out of KO. So he taps out 4 to play out the Kizaru. So this is what Kizaru does, or Borsalino. I have never associated this guy with that name. On your opponent's turn, this card cannot be KO'd by effects, and it gains 1k power. So it's a 6k, and it's also a blocker. So this makes it very difficult to get rid of him. But green is very prevalent, so this card has actually lost its favorability, I would say, because being a 4 cost and being a 4 cost makes it so that's really easy for him to be rested by most green cards. Attach it down to Bellamy, attack into the Smoker, I believe, and he decides to block with Kizaru. Most efficient way. Nami decides to swing into the Smoker without attaching a Dawn. He plays the Zeph. Zeph's ability is 5 cost card with the 6k, pretty nice stat. When you attach a Dawn, when your opponent takes damage through the life with the attack of this character, you may trash the 7 cards. So it's really important that this attack goes off. And he also has a really nice ability to return 1 character that costs 3 or less to the owner's hand, and you may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck. So also another way of being able to mill on play, as well as being able to mill when he attacks. So very much a staple in the Nami deck. Now he plays the Zeph here, and on play he decides to bounce the Tashigi back to hand. Turns it back to his hand. He takes his turn. Now he goes up to 7 Dawns here. With 7 Dawns, you can play things like Kuzan, which is a 4 cost card that lets you to draw a card, and also reduce the cost of an opponent's card by 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. Let's get a review session in. So this Kuzan right here, it reduces the cost by 4. On play, it draws a card. So that's what it does. So now he's still contemplating on what turn to do. Attach a Dawn next to Smoker, and then he's gonna swing into Bellamy. The funny thing about swinging into the Bellamy here is that although you are gonna make your opponent mill I believe 2 or 3 cards, the trade-off is if she stays alive and she does damage to Smoker, she might mill the top 7 cards. So you're gonna take basically what's the word I'm looking for? It's a catch-22. But the lesser of evil is to let this be KO'd. Now he has to somehow deal with the Zeph here. He's tapping out all 5 and to play Alkainu. So Alkainu's ability, or Sikazuki, is on play you may trash 1 card from your hand and KO to one of your opponent's character with 5k or less. So he was able to play the Suzuki here and then KO the Zeph because he has a play cost of 5. Even if he had a higher cost, Smoker then could reduce the cost and make it so that you could KO something with Alkainu. But the attack that so Smoker didn't actually attack the Bellamy. He decided to attack the Nami instead of the Bellamy. So he's gonna decide to leave her up so that she can do damage to him. That's why Bellamy's back. So Nami now goes to 8 Dawn here. He decides to play Sanji's Pilaf. This is a perfect blue card here because it allows him to draw 2 and it costs 3. Okay, he decides to play tap out 2 to play his Naziko, which is Nami's sister. Naziko's ability is a 2 cost. She's also a 0. On play, if your leader is a Nami, return up to one of your opponent's character with 5 or less to the bonus hand. So it has a very tempo card that allows you to regain tempo for very cheap. You only have to pay 2. Okay, Nami decides to, or Naziko decides to bounce the Kizaru. Kizaru does have a play cost of 4, so able to be bounced. It decides to attach 1 Dons to Bellamy, hoping to mill out Smoker if he takes the damage here, or just waste cards out of his hand. So it looks like he's most likely gonna counter out of this. Yeah, he counters out with Tashigi. Tashigi is a 2k combo power, or counter power. Now he's gonna attack with Nami without attaching Dawn, and now he's gonna go take the damage. Now he's down to 2. Now he decides to tap out 2 to play the dog blocker, and then this should be Smoker's turn now. He draws a card, or just taps really weird. So he's gonna tap 4 down to play Kuzan, and he decides to choose Bellamy to reduce it down by 4. So now Bellamy has a play cost of 0. Here he plays a Helmeppo, which is a 2 cost card. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3 costs on play. Okay, Smoker then goes in for 6k, attaching 1 Dawn. It's a little unclear how he's doing his moves, but he does pay 2 costs. Pay 2 for the Helmeppo, 4 for the Kuzan, and then 1 Dawn attached to there for Smoker. He then responds with Gum Gum Rain. Gum Gum Rain's ability is Gum Gum Rain is a 0 cost counter card. You may trash 1 card from your hand and up to one of your characters or leader gets plus 3k power for the battle. Trigger, return up to one of the characters that cost 2 or less from the hand. So this is like basically making it so that you can discard your other event cards that have no counter power, and then both that and that card will allow you to give plus 3k without using or worrying about having too much events in your deck. So pretty good card for sure. So he counters out with Gum Gum Rain, giving Nami plus 3 for Smoker's attack. Even though it is kind of over comboing. This kind of leads me to believe that his remaining 3 cards aren't 2k. So now he plays 2 Dons to play Meteor Rain, which is an Alkino card. So Meteor Volcano, I'm sorry. What it does is KO up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 1 or less, and then draw 2 and trash 1. Meteor Volcano only KOs something with a 1 or less. He was able to reduce the play cost using Helmeppo to reduce the play cost of Bellamy, and then by playing the Meteor Rain for 2, he was able to KO it for only for 2. In total, he was able to spend 4 Dons in order to KO the Bellamy. Bellamy then trashes the top card of the deck, and now it should be Nami's turn afterwards. Nope, he decides to swing in with Alkainu, and then he takes the damage. Now he's down to 3. Okay, Nami begins her turn by attaching a Dawn and attacking Smoker for 6, and then he takes the life. Now by paying 9 mana, he was able to play the Dracula Miha from set 1, and then bottom deck the Kuzan. So I'm surprised he decides to bottom deck the Kuzan instead of bottom decking the stronger one, unless he has an ability that he cannot be removed from by his skill. Okay, it's now Smoker's turn. It's all his active Dawns back up. Now they're at max Dawn. Alright, he decides to swing in for 5 without actually doing anything. He decides to block with the dog, and then on KO trash the top card, so you should go to 26 after this. Suzuku or Alkinu decides to attack, and now he activates his Gum Gum Rain to go up to 3. That goes up to 8. Really strong card, but it does neuter your hand a little bit. Then paying all his Dawn again, he's gonna swing in. He's gonna play a Isho, or no, that's Captain Smoker, and Kizaru. Okay, Kizaru is a blocker, so he's able to defend attacks. This Smoker's ability is card cannot be KO'd by card effects as well, and also attaching one Dawn, as long as there's a character that costs 0 in play, this card gets double attack. So it incentivizes the Navy archetype to reduce play cost to 0, and then when that happens, he becomes a double attacker. Really strong stats, 5 for 7. Unfortunately doesn't have any counter power, but that's fine. Now that it is Nami's turn now, he can now threaten his life. He's only at 1 life. He does have a Mihawk on play and a lot of Dawns open. Only having to worry about 1 blocker, but we'll see how he deals with the blocker here. So he attaches 1 Dawn to Nami and decides to swing into the leader, forcing potentially a blocker. Now he does the alert signal, plays, or he just counters out. He blocks and he counters out to save the Kizaru. Now he can easily go after one of these guys in rest mode, but it looks like he's going to go after the Smoker, and then Smoker decides to take the damage, and then with 9 Dawn he just decides to play Usopp. Usopp's ability is the inherent rush, and then by attaching 1 Dawn, when your opponent takes damage to the life through the attack of this card, you may trash the top 7 cards of the deck. He's able to swing in for, I believe it's 9. 9 into the 5 card hand. And with no blockers available, he then takes the game. Nice. Alright, yeah, that was the gameplay video, guys. If you guys like what I did for the video, just yeah, thumbs up this video and I'll make another one. Peace out, guys.